Well, folks, I got some amazing news. It is with great pleasure that I can report that Mitch McConnell will be stepping down from his tenure as GOP leader in the Senate. This is amazing news. It is Wednesday, February 28th. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews, also home to the best MJ community. In this video, we'll discuss this breaking news. This is something that the industry needed. This is huge for the MJ industry, and longtime MJ, longtime medicine of the future, longtime natural medicine hater Mitch McConnell will be stepping down. So this is great to see, and it just seems like the good news just keeps on rolling in, and eventually prices will get caught up. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. And you can give us a follow over on X, which is formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And if you hear something in the background, that is because I'm babysitting my daughter. I'm looking after her, and she's making a little bit of noise while I make this video, but it is what it is. We get through it. So Mitch McConnell to end 17-year tenure as top U.S. Senate Republican. We'll go through the details here real quickly. I won't read the whole thing, but we'll just skim it. U.S. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell said on Wednesday he will step down from his leadership role, leaving a power vacuum atop the party he has piloted for nearly 17 years, more than any other party leader in the chamber's history. I turned 82 last week, and this is something that I mentioned as well in some of my previous videos, especially whenever we had Senate safe banking and the Senate gets stalled out and rejected. Mitch McConnell was a big blocker of that. I said that, it was more than likely a matter of time before he was on his way out. And, being, over 80, sure enough, it wasn't too long after that I had made those comments that he's on his way out. So this is great for the industry. So turned 82. The end of my contributions are closer than I prefer, McConnell said on the Senate floor, his voice breaking with emotion. Father time remains undefeated. I'm no longer the young man sitting in the back hoping colleagues remember my name. It's time for the next generation of leadership. Absolutely, and that's what I said. We need to get people who are, that don't have decades long of stigma and ego. We need people in there that are young and understand, the world. And like, if you don't understand MJ, if you are trying to block MJ, I'm sorry, you've been living under a rock, or you have some ego that is unbreakable, or you're just not living in reality. So the fact that we're going to get some young leadership in here is really going to be great for this industry and this medicine of the future. The 82-year-old Kentucky lawmaker played an outsized role in helping former President Donald Trump cement a 6-3 conservative majority in the Supreme Court, paving the way for landmarks. And this is an election year as well. And we're already seeing, Elizabeth Warren, pro-MJ, right? She took an anti-crypto stance. So political power move, in my opinion, to go pro-MJ because she lost a lot of supporters more than likely from her anti-crypto stance. But we're seeing it come up more and more. And recently Trump did a 180 on Bitcoin, so no one thought that he would, being the rich dollar man that he is, and, American branded Trump. And then he made a 180 turn on Bitcoin. So why can't he make a 180 turn on MJ? If it's going to make him more money, if it's going to get him in power, there's no stopping what he would do, in my opinion. But I'm not trying to get political. I'm from Canada. I don't care who wins. I don't even have a say. And then, if Biden wins, who cares? I just want what's best for the MJ industry. And the fact that this is coming up more and more in, Congress, there's more and more bills in Congress. There's more and more, political leaders that are embracing this medicine of the future. So if you recall, this is an article from The Hill. MJ advocates stunned after McConnell opposition dooms banking bill. So how many times has, the banking bill been rejected in the Senate? I think like half a dozen. I even lost count, to be honest with you. So at this point, this is great to see. We have potential rescheduling in the U.S. We have safer banking potentially that could get passed this year as well, if not in the next couple of years, in my opinion, especially with this news. And then we should see, Florida potentially adult use sales, Pennsylvania, MJ Act up for review here in Canada, Germany getting the wheels in motion. It's going to be a couple of years before we see any real, movement on that, but it's great to see, and the rest of the EU will more than likely follow. So this is all moving in the right direction, everything that we would want to see in terms of catalysts. And to be honest, like I said in another video, I'm not too concerned about international growth because we have enough to be excited about just here in Canada and the US, right? So there's so many catalysts on the horizon, and never been a more exciting time to be an MJ, that is for sure. But sorry to say, Mitch, but congrats on the great career, but sorry to say, I will not be sorry to see you gone. And in fact, I will rejoice, I will celebrate, and I'll probably have a can of beverage on the day that you exit. So with that being said, let me know in the comments below what you think of this news. Are you excited? Like I said, this is a long time coming and something that we could have probably seen coming. Like I said, he just turned 82. So the clock was ticking and the time was winding down. And like you said, it's time to let somebody in there who has more ambition, more understanding of the world today, not looking at a lens. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, as the saying goes, right? So 82, he wasn't going to change, and that's fine. If you don't like MJ, that's fine. But if you don't like MJ, you basically don't like the people of America, because majority of Americans have already said they support MJ legalization, right? So if you don't want to craft laws and block these bills that are going through, you basically don't like the American people, because the majority are voting for it. So it's time to remind these political leaders, and if that's the case, if anybody's anti-MJ, vote them out. Don't vote for them. I'm not telling you to, vote for them per se. I'm just saying if you are an MJ advocate, then make sure you're getting your voices heard. Make sure you reach out to your elected officials and your representatives in your area and say, we want change. We want MJ reform. And let our voices be heard. I'm not telling you to go do it. I'm just saying if you want MJ to be, legalized and accepted and remove the stigma, then maybe that's something you should do. But, make your own decision, obviously, at the end of the day. But when it came to Canadian legalizing here at the federal level, I was out and I was voting. I was probably one of the first people there to vote. So it just goes to show you how passionate some people are in this industry. And like I said, it's time to get with the program. And these laws are just ridiculous. We know that it has no business being on Schedule 1, the same list as heroin, and it's really helping people's lives for the better. So I'm just excited for the future. I'm excited to be alive, going through this journey with each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you as well who have supported me along the way, and I wish you nothing but success in the couple of years ahead. I think it's going to be an amazing time for us MJ enthusiasts and investors and potentially traders as well. But going to end it there, it's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Happy Hump Day, and let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and we'll continue the conversation there. Talk to you soon.